What if the fire that consumes the forest is also the only force capable of burning away the carefully constructed emotional fire breaks you've built to survive your own past? And the most critical rescue isn't finding the missing, but retrieving the parts of yourself you left behind in the ashes. In the burning season, Sophie Lyon returns to her acclaimed K-9 search and rescue series with a wildfire thriller that transforms disaster response into a crucible for post-traumatic integration, proving that in landscapes defined by destruction, healing requires walking directly into the heat rather than waiting for the smoke to clear. This isn't merely another procedural with high-stakes saves. It's a searing, emotionally precise narrative where every ember carries ancestral weight. Every canine alert feels like both lifeline and lament. And partnership means trusting your dog's nose when your own instincts scream retreat. From the first ash-choked narration, listeners are immersed in a world where danger is absolute and tenderness is the only true survival gear. Perfect for fans of authentic SAF fiction and stories where trauma is processed through interspecies trust rather than isolation, this audiobook serves up atmospheric intensity, relentless authenticity, and a protagonist whose journey from numb responder to integrated healer resonates with anyone who's ever mistaken busyness for wholeness. When canine handler Maya Lin and her German Shepherd Echo are deployed to locate a missing child during an unprecedented wildfire season, she expects tactical focus, not to discover the blaze's path mirrors the exact terrain where she lost her brother 20 years ago, and the child's disappearance echoes the unresolved grief that first drove her into search work. But as they navigate collapsing ridgelines and fractured team dynamics, Maya realizes this mission isn't about rescue, it's about reckoning. Lyon masterfully avoids reducing Echo to a tool or Maya to a trauma archetype. Instead, she crafts a partnership where canine intuition guides human emotional processing, where consent is negotiated through body language and shared breath, and where safety emerges not from control, but from mutual trust and chaos. The audiobook narration amplifies this symbiosis, capturing Maya's disciplined focus fracturing into raw receptivity, while Echo's presence is conveyed through organic sound design that makes every alert feel like dialogue. You don't just hear the search unfold, you feel the seismic shift of two beings learning that some fires must be walked through, not outrun. What elevates the burning season beyond typical canine mysteries is its nuanced portrayal of wildfire SAR as somatic therapy rather than heroic performance. Maya isn't merely solving a case, she's confronting how SAR culture glorifies action over integration, challenging the notion that worth equals visibility in crisis. Her relationships evolve through acts of radical reciprocity, sharing warmth during rest periods that bypass performance, setting boundaries that protect both operational readiness and emotional integrity, and honoring Echo's needs against commanders who mistake animals for equipment. Supporting characters shine with uncomfortable authenticity, fellow responders whose dedication masks burnout, firefighters whose silence carries intergenerational weight, even the burned landscape itself, rendered as living archive whose charred soil holds echoes of choices made and unmade. Every interaction reinforces the novel's core truth. In work built on loss, tenderness is tactical advantage, and presence is the only reliable compass. Even the SAR protocols serve thematic depth, with hotshot crew rhythms mirroring emotional cadence, and air scenting becoming metaphor for intuition over assumption. For audiobook listeners, this production is an immersive sensory descent into controlled inferno. The narrator embodies Maya's evolving perspective with remarkable range, from professional cadence to trembling vulnerability during breakthroughs, while Echo's presence is conveyed through layered sound design, distant crackles marking escalating stakes, rhythmic breathing during tracking sequences, the soft thud of paws on scorched earth anchoring moments of clarity. Sound design enhances atmosphere without overwhelming intimacy, radio static syncing with heartbeats during quiet exchanges, wind through dead trees marking temporal disorientation, the hushed rustle of turnout gear during vulnerable confessions, all ground psychological stakes in tangible reality. Pacing mirrors the rhythm of real wildfire operations, deliberate during evidence collection and K-9 rest, then surging with urgency when scent hits or wind shifts. Whether you're commuting through urban safety or sitting in heated solitude, the audiobook creates a portable frontline where slowness feels sacred and connection feels lifeline. It's storytelling as embodied empathy, transforming passive listening into active participation in a journey where saving others becomes the path to saving oneself. Ultimately, the burning season redefines the K-9 mystery by centering interspecies trust within trauma frameworks. It satisfies genre cravings for fair play clues and satisfying reveals, while delivering substantive commentary on responder mental health, ecological grief, and the radical act of believing in those society has written off. Prior knowledge of the silent season enriches the experience, but the emotional arc stands powerfully on its own for returning readers. If you've ever wondered whether broken things can still serve purpose, or if loyalty can exist without conditions, this audiobook will affirm that sometimes the truest witnesses are the ones who love without agenda.
press play, lace up your boots, and prepare to believe that even in the deepest burn scar, hearts still find ways to guide each other home. Your next favorite mystery isn't waiting in human confessions. It's waiting in the quiet certainty of a dog who knows exactly who deserves a second chance.